get a facelift. And I said, are you paying for it? And he goes, oh, hell no. And I said, is that my resume? And he says, yeah, this is a job that they were starting me at $182,000 a year. And so anyway, I asked him for my resume and I just got it and walked out. He followed me all the way out the car and he said, the job's yours. And I said, I don't know if you can understand in simple English. Screw you. I got my car and drove off.
For those here that may have tried to get that watch that's capable of doing the blood sugar, well, I've gotten my money back because apparently they can't produce the watch. So, and I kept saying, no, send me the watch. Yeah, but it's late. We're having problems. So finally the result is I've gotten my money back. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a watch where I wouldn't have to prick my fingers anymore. I guess I'll have to wait a while longer.
I want to talk to Steve now. Steve, I know you probably got a question, but Steve sent me an email this week and said he's having trouble with his. He has a remote for, I believe it's his TV, and it's not backlit. And
speakers.
The speakers, and then he was wondering how he could see the remote more clearly. And he was wondering about a label maker or whatever, how he could get these numbers so that he could see them better on the remote. So Steve, so I thought Bill sent you a pretty good, I thought Bill's idea was pretty good. Did you get Bill's?
Yes, yeah, I did. I also looked on Reddit, and it seems I'm not the only person that thinks Edifier makes the worst remote controls on the planet. Yeah, this guy had a whole thing about how they make fantastic speakers, but their remotes are absolute useless junk. I mean, who puts gray letters on a gray background? Unless you have the brightest light, you can't see. I mean, that picture that I sent to you of it was about the clearest you could ever get of the thing. Well, I mean, if you can't see what the heck the buttons are, I mean, it's pretty much useless. I've tried.
Can you redraw them with nail polish?
Yeah, have you tried white paint?
I've tried glow in the dark paint. Just makes a mess. You cannot paint small enough to get the letters to show up by themselves.
I agree. They're not the only one now.
I've tried so many different things. That's why I figured, well, I'll put it on Tech for Seniors and see if anybody else has an idea. What I thought of with the Reddit was that if you could get a phone app like on an iPhone and have the remote, instead of having a universal remote like Bill suggested, have that on your iPhone and then have the buttons on your iPhone to control the speakers that way.
That's a great idea. I think that's probably reasonable on some. I mean, obviously on some of the devices we use, they have apps on the phone which work well, and you can do that. I guess.
Well, you should be able to get. I mean, the way you make a universal remote is you press your existing remote, and then it sees the signal that it puts out on the universal one and copies it. We should be able to do the same thing with a iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Good. It'd probably be less complicated to go shopping for a new TV that came with the back remote.
Yeah. And Steve, the other thing is, if I've talked about the Amazon TVs, the new series they've got out, and they're all Miss A, all Miss A controlled, so you could do voice commands, right?
Well, these speakers cost more than a TV set.
Right, they're speakers.
Yeah, no, they're not just speakers. They're monitor audio profiles or audio file monitors.
And
yeah, they're by far the best speakers I've ever had. But the remote is probably the worst remote I've ever had.
You have to convince the manufacturer of the speakers to put out an app.
Well, they do, but it's only for their earbuds and not the speakers.
Yeah, but that's a good point that Drew made is send feedback, need an app.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them an email in white text.
Good one. Good one.
I have DirecTV satellite, and it comes with remotes, but you can't see it in the dark. But I went on Amazon, and sure enough, there was a direct replacement, and it's backlit. You can see, you just touch any button, and the back lights up, and you can read all the characters easily.
I solved it by getting rid of DirecTV and Dish TV.
Well, I don't know if everyone reads cord cutters every day like I do, but my gosh, the world is changing quickly, eh?
Yeah, and the major networks are really losing money and viewers because there's so much other available that's even better,
Right?
and more interesting.
I
And they're talking about the fact that regular TV may just go away over the air.
Yeah.
I just added local now is what it's called. And I just put that on, and that's got something like 500 channels. I mean, out of the 500, you might be able to get 30 that you actually are going to watch, but it's there. It's totally free. And if you're interested in news, well, you get news from all over the world on that thing, at least all over the country. Any city you can think of, it has the local news channels there. So
my problem is I want specific channels, and I've never seen any of these cutting the cord. I like reels. I like Smithsonian channel. I like the science channel, and I can never get those. You get I've got, as you know, with DirecTV, I get like several hundred channels too. But at best, I watch 6 channels.
Yeah, I watch reels just for Friday and Saturday nights, and it's I use Philo for that.
And the other thing everyone should remember is that a lot of these television channels have the programs chopped up, and actually they're loaded up on YouTube. And so another issue is sometimes if you want, you can just watch them on YouTube.
And I saw an interview on TV last night with one of the writers that's on strike. And one of their big stinks is that streaming, they lost residuals on their money on TV shows. When they were on cable, they would be able to calculate residuals and pay the writers.
Yeah.
And now that everything is going to streaming, the writers are not getting residual payments.
Correct.
And the other big issue for the writers is AI.
Right.
Because AI is going to be starting to write take their jobs, and they don't want that. That's called progress.
Ray, are they still on? They were on strike. Are they still on strike?
I believe they still are. I haven't heard,
because that's a big issue.
They were suggesting last night it's going to go through the summer.
Oh, really?
So what does that do for the fall premiere shows?
Instead of writing shows, they need to learn to write prompts for AI.
You know what they don't have is the season finale of that Succession show. They don't have that written.
The other one that we're watching, my wife and I are watching, that is an absolute great series. It's called The Diplomat. I don't know if anyone's ever watched that, but it's a Netflix series. If you want to watch a really, really good series, it's called The Diplomat, and it gets the Ron Brown recommendation. It's I'm not, how many in the series? It's series 1, so hopefully it's riveting, and hopefully they will have series 2 out. But it's a Netflix original, and it's called The Diplomat.
I've been watching old Johnny Carson Tonight Show reruns, and boy, he was funny.
He was.
He's a real, we didn't ever know these things, but he's like so many oxymoron. Here he is, so personable on TV, but his private life is just the opposite.
The girl who plays the U.S. ambassador in The Diplomat was, I wondered, where have I seen her before? You know, I'm scratching my head, and she was in The Americans, and that's another great series. And I think I think that had about 4 or 5 series of that. So you got series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that was a great series. If anyone, that was really, really a good series.
The Russians hiding in the USA.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that a lot.
and she played the fella's wife, right? She was the Russian, and she was really good. That's where I saw her. That's a good series. I like something that has 3 or 4 or 5 series, because you just get into the character and you just start to like it, and it's over, right? Series 1, and they never make a series 2. So
That's why I still prefer a 2-hour movie.
I fall
Beginning to
asleep.
end, and it's no cliffhanger.
But
Yeah, in some of those series, they're a 2-hour movie that they stretch out into 6 hours of weekly shows, and it's more enjoyable if it was just a 2-hour movie.
So if you're new here today, we're just what's going on here? Well, we're just sitting having a chat. The show starts at 9 o'clock. So the first half hour is we just sit around and have a chat and enjoy life. Ask any questions if you have any comments or questions. If you're new, we sure appreciate it if you put your hand up and tell us where you're from. We'll give you the big hello and welcome. And the show will start at 9 o'clock, or at top of the hour. Top of the hour. Right. Neil, go ahead.
Yes, we're talking about movies, and I want to update you in the popcorn saga.
Oh yeah, how did it work?
Well, when I put it on in microwave on popcorn,
right,
it just heats up. It heats up, and then it'll pop 1 or 2 pops, and then it goes to 45 seconds. And the popcorn that comes out is crisp, and there aren't many grannies, but there's a lot of unpopped popcorn. And Hewie, I haven't yet tried to repop it.
Well, let me tell you that I was praying with that on Saturday, and I was trying and thinking about you, and so it is true. But so what I would do with that is on your machine, when it says it's finished, can you program it so it keeps going? You just want to run it longer?
I tried that. It shuts down, and then I have to restart it.
Oh, you got to restart it. Okay.
That wasn't too successful. So what I'm doing is collecting the unpopped popcorn, and I'm going to try it again for the whole bit.
Right. Now,
I still haven't figured out the exact measurement for salt, but
the other thing, Neil, you got to remember, if you go to the movie theater and you get a bag of popcorn, in the bottom of the bag, there's lots of unpopped popcorn, right?
Not if they scoop it right.
Well, so it is normal in a bag of popcorn to have unpopped. I mean, if you're trying to get it so it pops every single kernel, I don't know. Well, maybe experiment around with it. But
it also depends on how old is the microwave, what's the wattage of the microwave, because they all are different.
It'd be 1100.
Yeah. You know, if you're comparing apples to apples, then you could say, okay, that's something that should work. But you don't at this point know who has what wattage and how old is the microwave that we're talking about.
And also, how old is the popcorn?
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
And I always use, of course, I'm sure everyone uses Orville Redenbacher original, right? And so if you're not using that, well, I don't know. Maybe it will.
Orville's not expensive on Amazon.
The microwave on mine, the popcorn setting would show 2 minutes 20 seconds. But again, when you get into the age of the popcorn and the microwave, which degrades over time, I find that I have to use at least 3 minutes. So I just use 3 minutes on high, and that's it.
you got lots of choice to play around with. I guess the thing, Neil, is once you find the right setting, you know, you could probably reproduce that all the time, right? It's just a matter of finding the right combination.
Yep.
I buy the heirloom popcorn, the little teeny kernels. And I like white popcorn as well. So I try to find the white heirloom, and it's difficult, but I do find them.
The problem is with the microwaves themselves. They concentrate in some areas and have nodal areas in others. And if you, as a test, if you got some of those processed cheese slices and put them in the bottom of your microwave and then ran the microwave, you would actually see where the nodes and peaks of the microwave were. And that would tell you where the hot spots and the dead spots are. And in order to pop all the kernels, each kernel will have to go through the hot spot part and not through the dead spot.
Isn't it, Steve, isn't it a case you have the turntable? That's the whole idea.
Right.
Of the
That's why they have a
rotating
turntable, yeah, but whatever's right in the dead center, it just rotates, right? Unless it's in the middle of a hot spot to begin with, it's not going to do anything.
One of the things that I have done is I have small glasses, and I'll put some water in, like a 4-ounce glass, and I'll add steam basically to the cooking of the popcorn so it's not as dry.
Yeah, you can actually use that technique with the cheese in the microwave to calculate the speed of light as well. You can measure the distance between the nodes and then figure out use the wattage and the rest of it, and it'll mathematically can generate what the speed of light should be.
But
It does actually come out pretty close too.
By the way, somebody's already figured that out. I think it's 300,000 meters per second in a vacuum.
Yeah, well, it's like 2.9999876 something.
And all of this has to do with just popping popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just went down and bought a brand new microwave, and it's one of those that you can actually put metal in. But anyway, we just push popcorn and it does it automatic. And I add about 15 seconds, and it seems like that pops about 99% all the old maids.
Well, you know the mesh that's on the front of the microwave? It's got the little holes in the black mesh. You can see through it, but microwave can't. The wavelength of microwave light is actually so long that it can't get through those holes in the microwave mesh.
So Greg, did you get a microwave that you can put metal in? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was curious about that.
Yeah, what is that true? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, it's got metal racks. We just took the rack out to give us more room.
It's not
$900 for this puppy.
Oh,
really, but it's a microwave. It's not a convection oven.
Actually, ours is a microwave, convection oven, and a regular oven itself. It's just
So is it running on microwave?
Yes.
Can you have metal in there?
Yeah, we can cook eggs. You can do all kinds of secret stuff in there.
Oh, cool.
Now,
Who makes it?
My old Whirlpool makes this particular one.
Oh.
We had an older one, and the metal, we had aluminum foil, excuse me, and it got caught on the turntable and just kind of sat there, and it arced against the back, and
Right.
it took all the paint. And once that paint's off, the microwaves can actually go through that. So, I went and got a can of spray paint and put on there, and it caught on fire.
well, hey, at least you knew a fireman close.
Yeah,
by.
did you call the fire department?
Well, I used my microwave in chemical experiments.
Oh.
I do all kinds of things in my microwave. Everybody cooks food in theirs, but I use mine. One time I tried to age a whole bunch of habanero peppers, and I did it too long and they caught on fire. I had to go out and get a face mask with a breather on it so I could clean the kitchen before my wife got home from school.
Ron, it's getting to be time.
It is. We got 2 minutes left. Then we're going to mute all and we are going to get going. Soon to be. Big show for you today. Should be lots of fun. Looks like we have a fairly good crowd despite being Memorial Day. That's good. I'm going to mute everybody and we'll get going. Good morning or afternoon or wherever you are. This is Tech for Senior. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. It is episode 165. It is, of course, Memorial Day in the United States, which is May the 29th today. Welcome and big crowd, even though it's Memorial Day. Hewie and I were wondering if everyone would be off holidaying or if everyone was going to come and listen to us. So I want to thank everyone for coming today. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. If you are out there watching this on a YouTube replay, thank you for watching. And if you're on a YouTube short, just click the link and it'll take you right to the show. This show, of course, is being recorded and it is it'll be on our YouTube site this afternoon. So if you missed it, you can watch it again. We have a great show for you today. We're going to be talking a lot about robotic vacuums. We're going to talk about security news. We're going to talk about AI, and we're going to talk about SSDs. And Ray's got a surprise for you for the music outro. Hint, hint. So we're going to have lots of fun today, and it'll be a great show. Now, for those of you who read the Saturday newsletter, you will, of course, already know this because we published the schedule for today in the Saturday newsletter. Hugh and I meet Saturday morning and make up the show, and then we put it in the newsletter for you. If you did read the newsletter this Saturday, you probably will also know about I feature a YouTube channel each week in the newsletter. And if you are a creator of videos, YouTube videos, you're interested in creating videos, the channel that I featured was the creators channel from YouTube. And it's a great channel that tells you all about things that you can do to help creating videos for YouTube. It's called the Creators Channel, and the links, of course, are all in our Saturday newsletter. Now, I have a very special reason why you're going to want to watch next Saturday's newsletter, because we're going to make you some money. And everyone likes money. So next Monday is Bring a Friend to Tech for Senior. And so what we hope everyone will do is either go and get your neighbor, drag him over to your house, and sit them down in front of the TV or whatever you're watching, and get them to watch the show. Now, if you want to give out the YouTube or give out the meeting information and they can log in themselves with Zoom, then that's great too. And so we want you to bring a friend to Tech for Senior next week. We have a great program lined up for you, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm going to devote a little bit of the time on next show, on Monday's show, to you could, if you want, you can introduce your guest. If you don't want to, you don't have to, but if you want, you could just introduce them. I'm going to bring a guest. I've already talked to him about it, and he's going to come. So it should be lots of fun. So what you need to do is, in order to, anyone who brings a friend can, of course, enter the draw that we're going to have. And the details of the draw will be in the Saturday's newsletter. So if you read the Saturday's newsletter and you put the fill, and it'll be very easy for you to do, then you can enter your name in the draw. We're going to draw a lucky winner. Will win a $25 Amazon gift certificate, and I'll send that out to whoever the winner is. So that's next week on Monday. It's bring a friend to Tech for Senior, and we have a really good program lined up for you next week. Lots of great stuff. Not only do we do our Monday show, but we also have a Thursday show, which is called Tech for Senior Live, in which we have our we review all the tech news of the week. And you can find out the agenda for that in our Tuesday newsletter, with a lot of great articles in there as well. So please make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter, and it will give you all sorts of information to communicate that our agenda and so on and so forth, what we do. All right, let me just take my, I'm going to remove me from the spotlight, and I want to spotlight our staff today, the people that make this show work and work very hard behind the scenes. My co-host Hewie Poplock today. Hewie's here, and we had a busy week last week. We did learning Chromebooks. It's always a busy week when we do that. It turned out pretty good, eh, Hewie?
Yes, and I sent out a note this morning to everybody who was registered for the learning Chromebooks with the link to the video, in case they don't know where to go or how to find it, so they can go watch it again, or if they missed it, they can watch it the first time.
Exactly. The other thing I forgot to mention here is we have, of course, our premiere video today, which is coming out at 1:30. Again, if you watched in our Saturday newsletter, I put the link to the video. I'll be putting it in the chat. And today in our premiere video, I'm going to be talking on one of my most successful videos I ever made. And it was what the heck is Google Wallet and how does Google Wallet work? Phenomenal success on that video. That will be on today. Also, we're going to talk about, Hewie, you're going to talk about cookies. Not the
good. I'm hungry too.
Not the ones you eat. You're going to talk about cookies, yeah. And then Bob's going to talk about why does it matter? What's matter? And so he's going to tell you all about why does it matter. So that'll be today.
I'm still wondering why it matters, because
and of course, Bob Gostisha is here today. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Another pretty day.
It is.
It should be. It's a holiday.
It is. I think you had you were away, you were traveling, but you're back home now for a while.
Oh yeah, for a couple of weeks already.
Okay, right. Okay, great. And Ray, how was the Grand Canyon?
Grand Canyon was wonderful. I went there for a 3-day. I got married there 8 years ago, so it was nice going back. We try to get back as often as we can, and I can report with complete accuracy that it has not changed at all. Still the same.
It's probably been the same
the
for
first
millions.
time. You'll like it now.
It's probably the same for millions of years, right?
Yes. Well, I think it has changed in millions of years, but not noticeably.
There you go. What's the weather up there? Was there it cold?
No. We were on the South Rim, and which is about I think 7,500 feet in elevation, and it was in the upper 60s, and sun most of the time, sometimes cloudy, perfect for walking around.
Okay, great. Good.
My favorite place on the planet.
Excellent. And I don't know where Bill James went. Are you there, Bill? But anyway, Bill, of course, is
I'm here.
Are you there?
Hold on.
Do you want to say hello?
Hello, well.
Well, I know you were working on your presentation for next week, right?
Got it. Yes.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, that's our staff, and Mike Ungerman's away this week. We'll give let's get on with it. Bob, are you ready to roll with your security?
Sure, why not? Here is my security news roundup for the week ending May 26th, 2023. KeyPass exploit allows attackers to recover master password from memory. A proof of concept has been made available for a security flaw impacting KeyPass password manager that could be exploited to recover a victim's master password in clear text under specific circumstances. Apart from the first password character, it is mostly able to recover the password in plain text, according to security researcher Vahoni, who discovered the flaw and devised a POC, said, "No code execution on the target system is required, just a memory dump. KeyPass has maintained that the password database is not intended to be secure against an attacker who has that level of access to the local PC. Read more at thehackernews.com. China bans U.S. chip giant Micron, citing serious cybersecurity problems. China has banned U.S. chip maker Micron from selling its products to Chinese companies working on key infrastructure projects, citing national security risks. The purpose of this network security review of Micron's products is to prevent product network security problems from endangering the security of national critical information infrastructure, which is a necessary measure to maintain national security, the Cyberspace Administration of China said. The CAC did not disclose the specific cybersecurity concerns posed by Micron, but cited violations of local law and regulations. Read more at thehackernews.com. Data stealing malware discovered in popular Android screen recorder app. The app package named com.tsoft app is screen recorder, which accrued over 50,000 installation, was first uploaded on September 19, 2021. The malicious functionality is believed to have been introduced in version 1.3.8, which was released on August 24, 2022. It is rare for a developer to upload a legitimate app, wait almost a year, and then update it with malicious code, ESET security researcher Lucas Stefanko said in a technical report. The malicious code that was added to the clean version of iRecorder is based on an open source AH-Myth Android RAT remote access Trojan and has been customized into what we named RAT. Read more at thehackernews.com. HP rushes to fix bricked printers after faulty firmware update. While HP has yet to issue a public statement regarding these ongoing problems affecting a subset of its customer base, the company told Bleeping Computer that it's addressing the blue screen error seen by a limited number of users. Our teams are working diligently to address the blue screen error affecting a limited number of HP Office Jet Pro 9020E printers, HP told Bleeping Computer. We are recommending customers experiencing the error to contact our customer support team for assistance. Just follow the link listed. Affected customers report that their devices displayed blue screens with 83C quadruple 0B errors on the built-in touchscreen. Read more at bleepingcomputer.com. Barracuda warns of zero-day exploited to breach email security gateway appliances. Email protection and network security service provider Barracuda is warning users about a zero-day flaw that it said has been exploited to breach the company's email security gateway appliances. The California headquartered firm said that the issue is rooted in a component that screens the attachments of incoming emails. The vulnerability arises out of a failure to comprehensively sanitize the processing of tar file, according to an advisory from the NIST's National Vulnerability Database. Read more at thehackernews.com. A new antibiotic discovered with AI may defeat a dangerous superbug. Using artificial intelligence, researchers say they found a new type of antibiotic that works against a particularly menacing drug-resistant bacteria. When they tested the antibiotic on the skin of mice that were experimentally infected with the superbug, it controlled the growth of bacteria, suggesting that the method could be used to create antibiotics tailored to fight other drug-resistant pathogens. It's incredibly promising, said Dr. Cesar de la Fuente. It's always nice to see when AI is used for the good of humanity. Read more at CNN.com. Company behind billions of robocalls is being sued by nearly every state. Attorney General from Washington, D.C. and 48 states filed a lawsuit on Tuesday. Alaska and South Dakota were not included in the complaint. The lawsuit is waged Michael Lansky and Stacy Reeves, who are the CEO and Vice President of Operations and Sales at the Arizona-based Avid Telecom. The 141-page document alleges that of the 21 billion calls Avid Telecom transmitted to U.S. telephone numbers since 2019, 7.5 billion of them were to numbers on the National Do Not Call Registry, which is an FTC list that precludes telemarketers from calling you. Read the whole story at gizmodo.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel: the evolution of digital assistants. You've come a long way, baby, from Clippy to ChatGPT, Bard, and many more. Please watch my video on that topic at the link listed. Did you know the ancestor of the modern chainsaw was invented to facilitate childbirth? Amelia Earhart and Eleanor Roosevelt once sneaked out of the White House event, commandeered an airplane, and went on a joyride to Baltimore. Psycho was the first movie to show a toilet flushing. If they only knew how that opened up the floodgates. It's so nice to get flowers while you can still smell the fragrance. Thanks to Lena Horne. Just thought you might want to know. And that's a wrap for another edition of the Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for listening and watching. Google's reading mode, the reading mode that makes everybody happy. You get to see your website, or in this case, your email, without having to look at any ads. And the publisher can't really complain because they still get the benefit of having their ads or whatever they print available. So both people are happy, and it's not using an ad blocker. Let me show you how to turn this on and how to use it. Start by opening up your Chrome browser, and then you need to go to Chrome Flags. Hit enter, and once this opens, type reading mode into the search box. And you'll notice that reading mode comes up. This is set to default when you open it. Make sure you set it to enable. And at that time, you'll be asked to restart the Chrome browser. Do that, and then it will reopen the browser. Now, once you've enabled reading mode, let me show you what happens when I start to actually use it. Go back into my email. I'll open up that same email that we looked at before. And now up on top this little square box with the dark line on one side. Select it. And actually what it's showing you is you're going to get 2 columns. Soon as you hit it, you now have 2 columns. Your original email and the reading list. Click on the down arrow and select reading mode. As soon as you do that, there is your, in this case, email, but minus all of the graphics and or ads. The only thing you've got is just what you want to read. Now, the beauty of this is you can make this side bigger by just coming over and then dragging it and making it bigger. In essence, you can just about hide what's already there, but you haven't blocked the original because it's still behind you. So you can get the best of both worlds. When you just want to see the text, start up the reading mode. When you're finished reading what you want to read, just close it back out. It's gone. Want it back again? Select it. You notice the first time you select reading mode, after that, that's what it's set for. You can then go ahead and choose one of the other options. But this is what we need, and you can select its size, blocking out what's behind it, bringing it back once you move it over. Nice, neat little feature. Hopefully this becomes part of the permanent stuff that gets put into the Chrome browser. Now this should also work in other Chromium-based browsers. I just tried it in the Avast Secure browser, and it works there. Stay safe, stay secure. I hope that helps. Bye-bye. Bad part is I just read this morning they might decide to take this one away. Don't know why, because it works like a charm.
Thanks, Bob. That's good information. I got to try that. That's, but you think they might have taken it away, eh? Is that...
I don't know. There's talk that they might discontinue it. But
right.
It hasn't happened. And until it does happen, it's there. I'm using it right now.
Right. Good one. All right. Let's look at how to clean your house. Let's talk about robotic vacuums. You're looking for a robotic vacuum. This looks like a great deal. Lots of cool features, 30% off. Before you hit the buy button, don't do it. It's missing one essential feature that you must have. Let me explain what that is in this video. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help seniors understand technology. I'm about to buy my 5th robotic vacuum. Yes, I could say I'm passionate about it, but I've learned a lot. And I want to tell you about the one essential feature that you must have before buying one. How did I get started on this journey? Well, let me tell you. I'm a senior and retired, living in my own home. Now, over the years, I've done the outside work, my wife has done the inside work, and we worked great as a team. She did the vacuuming, I did the lawn mowing. But in the last 3 years, particularly since COVID started, problems have arisen and she started to get arthritis, particularly in her left knee, and she's waiting for a joint replacement. So guess what? The vacuuming got relegated to me. Now, 3 years ago, vacuum cleaners weren't much interest to me. I am interested in technology, and it was when Hewie and Bob, my co-hosts on our Monday show, got robotic vacuums and did a piece on it, I got interested. And oh man, has it changed my life. Yes. So I started my journey with robotic vacuums, and let me tell you what I found out. Now, I briefly would like to look at the history of these vacuums. Most of you probably are aware of a company called iRobot, and of course the popular vacuum called Roomba. Now, iRobot actually had its earliest beginnings in 1990 at MIT. And it was actually in 2005 when they produced their first commercial machine, which actually was a mopping machine. A couple of years later, they started their first product that was called Roomba. And this became, of course, the phenomenal success it has. The interesting thing that you should understand, though, it was sold initially in the United States with pretty good interest. Each year they had a modest growth and a very loyal group of fans. However, the vacuum was sold as well in Japan, China, Southeast Asia. Europe loved it. They sold lots in Europe, and also the Middle East. It became not so much just a USA success, but a global success. The company prospered and each year grew a little bit as it moved forward, but with a very loyal fan group. No competition. They were the only act at all. Can you imagine producing a car and having no competition? They had absolutely no competition until about 7 or 8 years ago, when another company called Shark decided to get into the robot vacuum business. And they did. And after a lot of hard work and some pretty good products, they were nibbling at the heels of the iRobot company. And they actually was able to garnish about a 15 to 20% market share. And today at Costco, if you look, you'll see, of course, you have the iRobot brand, and you'll have, of course, the Shark brand. Still very dominant players. But just before COVID happened, other companies around the world decided that this is a product that they could make some money on. And you saw an explosion of robotic vacuums come out. In other words, there are a lot of different companies now that all have robotic vacuums. So there are a lot of choices on the market today. We'll be going over some of those in the video. So when you go to decide what robotic vacuum you want, the selection is enormous. So how do you choose and how do you make your decision? My suggestion is there is a YouTube channel called Vacuum Wars, which I have found to be the absolute best. They've been doing this a very long time. They produce 2 videos a week and do great comparisons across platforms and also with different companies. They are truly the gold standard. There's a couple of other sites that are similar but not as good. Stay away from the thousands of mom and pop reviews where the vacuum company sends someone a vacuum to review. Those are generally a complete waste of time. I'll put the link to Vacuum Wars in the description below, but that would be my suggestion, to try and choose a vacuum that you want. Now, of course, with the economy being down, interest rates being up, and all these vacuums around, it's never been better time to buy one because there's incredible sales. As you saw on the one just above me here, 30% off, great machine, good company. Why would I not recommend you buy that vacuum? And we're going to talk about that next. All right, this is our master bedroom. This is the first robot vacuum I bought, and it was from iRobot, and it was a Roomba. It's built like a tank. They're probably going to bury it with me. It's going to last forever. You're going to see it working in our master bedroom doing the floors. In fact, this morning, my wife and I go for lunch. I set the fleet of vacuums going in the house. We come back, it's all nicely cleaned. So let's have a look at our master bedroom. I want you to look around, and the first thing you'll see that there's some of the bedroom stuff on the top of the bed. Well, you do have to pick up a few things like carpets and we have a throw rug and things like that. So we put it on top of the bed. And if you look around our master bedroom, you'll also see the floor is clean. It's always better if you have a robotic vacuum to have your floors unobstructed. So we have made a concerted effort to get all that stuff off the floor, which really makes it a lot better in the end. We use this only for our bedroom, and you're going to say, Ron, doesn't this work on the whole house? Yes, it does, but there was a problem when we used it in the kitchen. And this is a problem with the iRobot Roomba line. And one of it is it's a big machine. The height is very high. And I'll show you the comparison and some of the solutions I had. but the physical size of the Roomba vacuum is very tall and it's big, and it has trouble getting in certain locations and got into some big trouble in our kitchen. So let's look in our kitchen and see the problem I had using it. Well, if you look on our counter, you'll see the lip by the floor there. It's not level, and the robotic Roomba vacuum would go down underneath the counter, as you see here, but it's not level. In other words, the counter's level, but whether the floor or the cabinets weren't level, and the distance between the bottom of the counter and the floor gets less as you go down the room. So what happened is the robotic vacuum would go down and keep close in there and get stuck because it would wedge itself in. So when I would come back, of course, it would be stuck and didn't complete the job. And the second problem was, as you can see here, it wouldn't go under our chairs. So for that reason, I decided to look for another type of robotic vacuum that actually was slimmer. And I think that's something you must consider in the future when you're looking for vacuums, is I like it to be slimmer and smaller than the Roomba. The Roomba is a great vacuum, but it's a big clunk. Now, as you probably know, last year, Amazon has now purchased Roomba, and I expect there'll be a lot of changes to the product because they haven't really changed the physical size of it since its inception. Now let's look at our kitchen and dining room area. For this, I use vacuum number 4. This is made by a company called Hewie. It's actually a lot like the image you just saw on the Amazon purchase. So it does a great job. It runs around our kitchen. It goes under the chairs and under the lip of the counter. Not a problem. But there's certain areas I don't want it to go into. And so you can see here, I just cut a 2x4 up. You can buy them for about $3 at Home Depot. Just cut them up and use them as barriers. I find this the easiest way, and we'll talk a little bit about this when we go downstairs. Now, the first thing that you're going to find when you use vacuums is there's certain areas you don't want them to go into. And over the years, we've looked at a lot of different processes, a lot of different features. So on the Roomba, for example, with my Roomba came these 2 devices that are laser pointers, and you turn them on and they will point a line and the vacuum won't go past that line. So it's an easy way of deciding when you're trying to run these machines as to where you want them to go. Other companies have magnetic strips. You put them on the floor and they won't cross over. So while you're figuring out how you're going to run your vacuums, there are obviously certain areas you don't want them to go. Also, we did have one little oopsie when one did go down the stairs. So I always put, as you see here, a board so it won't go down the stairs. By and large, we're happy with this. So the Roomba does the bedroom and the bathroom, and the Hewie does the kitchen and dining room area. So let's look at what we've just discussed. The first issue is home preparation, and I can't emphasize how important this is. In this diagram, you'll see that all our electrical outlets the cords are up off the floor, so we don't have any oopses with the vacuums. The second issue is you'll really want to look at the size and features you want, and Vacuum Wars can help you with that. And the third thing that you need to decide is how you're going to compartmentalize and decide where you want the vacuums to actually work. And that's where I wanted to talk to you about the feature with vacuums that you must have. And that is a software feature. So this was usually just found on very expensive vacuums. And Roomba in the early stages didn't have this, but they put it on their very high-end vacuums. It is the ability in the app, because all these vacuums will run on an app on your phone, is the ability for the robot vacuum to map your house. In fact, the robot will go around and create a digital map with all the rooms, some of them do multiple floors, of your house. You then have the option of putting no-go zones into different areas you want the vacuum to go. And as you saw in my video today, a lot of the issues I had were the chairs, the counter lip, the stairs, all are a problem with the zones I don't want the vacuum to go. You'll see in this picture, this is a couch down in our this is a couch down in our sunroom, and underneath you'll see that it is a pull-out bed. Well, the springs go pretty low to the ground, so the vacuum always gets stuck under there. So I've put, of course, a 2x4 there so it won't go under. Again, all these issues get solved if you have the no-go zone feature in the software on your phone app. This is so important. And now it is available on so many vacuums, and even the lower price vacuums are putting this on. And that was the problem with the Amazon slide I showed you at the very beginning. That actually was an old model that Eufy had. Yes, it is on for 30% off. Yes, it's got some great features, but it's missing that no-go zone feature. That's so important. If you're going to buy a vacuum, make absolutely sure. Both the models, the Shark and the Roomba that are sold at Costco locally here, don't have that feature. But it is a very common feature on any vacuum that's made in 2023. I wanted you to be aware of that so that you make your best purchase decision, because that is the most important feature that I think that you need in a vacuum. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I sure had a lot of fun making it. Please give us that like and subscribe. All right, Hewie, I think you're up.
All right. Give me a second here. Stay informed on AI trends with these newsletters in 2023. I'm Hewie Poplock. I currently read 15 AI newsletters to stay informed about the latest developments in the field. The field of AI is moving incredibly fast, and it's almost impossible to stay up to date with all of the new inventions. Subscribing to regular AI newsletters is a great way to stay informed on the latest AI news and research. They provide a variety of viewpoints on the latest AI trends and developments. This helps me gain a more comprehensive understanding of the field. These AI newsletters provide access to a steady stream of high-value content that will ensure that I'm up to speed on the most important topics. I also learn about the latest tools. I get insights into industry trends and how AI is transforming various sectors. I learn about the latest research papers, cool tech releases, and investments in AI. AI newsletters provide content that cuts to the core of AI's biggest issues and is delivered in a concise and accessible format. Reading AI newsletters is crucial for me to stay informed about the latest trends and developments in AI. Artificial intelligence is transforming the world at an unprecedented pace, and it's tough to keep up with all the new inventions. However, subscribing to a few well-written newsletters is the best way to stay informed on the latest AI news and research. In this presentation, I will present a list of 15 AI newsletters that I read. They cover a wide range of topics from AI research to industry news and insights. These newsletters are written by experts in the field and provide valuable insights into the latest developments in AI. Most people who are interested in AI will find these newsletters an important way to follow the AI developments. Choosing just one should be all that you need. I will give you a short idea and a screen capture of the 15 that I read so that you can choose the one you wish to subscribe to. This is the list of all the ones I'm going to cover, and I'll show you this list again at the end of the presentation. Ben's Bites, a daily newsletter about artificial intelligence. It provides readers with a brief overview of AI topics with a touch of humor and is read by over 100,000 people. The newsletter also provides links to related news stories, and there is also an option to join the community. You'll see on the right part of one of the newsletters, and you'll see that each of the lines has a link to it. Here are some more from Ben's Bites, and each of these have links to them. This provides a lot of time for me to check out many interesting AI-related websites. TLDR, do you know what that stands for? Too long, didn't read. This newsletter, the TLDR AI, is a daily newsletter that covers the latest in AI, machine learning, and data science in 5 minutes or less. It is read by over 225,000 techno-savvy early adapters interested in AI products. There are posts from the past 12 days which discuss topics such as AI hoaxes, photo editing, open source AI, and more. You'll see on the right, there are some articles, and then here's some more from TLDR AI. Each of the underlined headings is a link. Inclined AI is a daily newsletter that explains AI in plain English. It covers the latest AI news, trends, product launches, hoaxes, privacy problems, open source AI, and other related topics in 3 minutes or less. The newsletter is read by over 20,000 people. AI Business is a weekly newsletter written in plain English that covers the latest news and trends in AI, articles, commentaries, reports, podcasts, and ebooks. It's read by over 30,000 subscribers. Daily Prompt from Copy AI is a daily email that contains a prompt or other information about Copy AI. It provides tutorials to help users get the most out of the tool. But if you don't use the tool, the prompts are very good. AI Unleashed is a newsletter that focuses on the latest developments in artificial intelligence. It covers a wide range of topics, including machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, and robotics. The newsletter is written by a team of experts in the field of AI, and it provides in-depth analysis of the latest research and trends. AI Unleashed is a valuable resource for anyone who wants to stay up to date on the latest developments in AI. You'll see on the right what it looks like. Product Hunt Daily includes a roundup of the latest products that have been launched on the platform. These products cover a wide range of categories, including productivity, design, marketing, and, of course, AI. There's an AI for that. Features new AI tools. It looks like they post a new issue every 4 to 11 days, with each issue featuring 13 to 14 new AI tools. There have been 9 to 12 issues posted in the past month. Who, What, Why AI is a weekly publication about artificial intelligence. It covers topics such as the speed of movement in AI, the benefits and the challenges of AI, and how AI can be used to enhance our experiences. It also provides recommendations for books, stories, and updates on the latest AI tools. And again, lots of links. And one feature they have that I really enjoy is AI Gone Wrong. And you'll see the prompt for this was Galaxy Purple Vibe of a Shoulder Bag. Yves Saint Laurent collaboration, masterpiece in UHD. Beautiful picture, but it certainly isn't a very accurate one, I think, of what they were looking for. Future Tools Weekly is a newsletter that delivers 5 innovative AI tools, 3 exciting news articles, 3 inspiring videos, and 1 new way to make money with AI to your inbox every week. I watched a video by the author of this newsletter yesterday on YouTube. He really does a great job. If you want to watch his videos, you want to do a search for Future Tools. Medium Daily Digest and Medium contains information about various topics related to artificial intelligence. It includes pieces about ChatGPT plugins, Midjourney prompts, Google Bard, Microsoft Palm, and the various AI-related tools. The articles are written by various authors and contain information about how to use these AI tools, examples of their use, and tips for using them. However, it is a paid service. You'll only get the headline, and if you want to read the entire article, it's $5 a month or $50 a year. Newsletter by Sung-Young Cho contains a variety of industry reactions to different news stories, research and developments related to mathematics, AI, large language models, self-driving cars, software development, distributed databases, and military technology. The reactions vary as some readers provide additional resources while others criticize the practices of certain companies or discuss the implications of certain news stories. Some very good articles in this newsletter to take a look at. Tech Brew newsletter informs the business leaders about the latest inventions in technology, automation, policy shifts, and more to help them make smart decisions. It provides a list of their latest stories, quick insights, and ways to follow them on social media. Superhuman Learn is a newsletter about leveraging AI to boost productivity and accelerate careers. It states that the newsletter has 225,000 readers from companies such as Apple, Google, Meta, Microsoft, and Amazon. The Rundown is a collection of posts about the latest AI developments. Examples of topics include paralyzed man being able to walk again thanks to AI, the release of an AI browser, Microsoft's new announcements at Build 2023, a breakthrough in DNA sequencing, and the arrival of AI robots in the workforce. It also introduces readers to ChatGPT and AI workflow automation and provides information about enabling ChatGPT plugins. Here again are the newsletters that I discussed and their links. Stay informed on AI trends with these newsletters in 2023. I'm Hewie Poplock. And I placed in the chat box that list of all of the newsletters.
Thanks, Hewie. Bob, take it away.
Okie doke. 8 SSD myths and misconceptions people still believe. My thanks to Jason Fitzpatrick for his article and the inspiration for this video. You'll find his article at the link listed. SSDs are too expensive when compared to their mechanical hard drive counterparts. Solid-state drives still cost more per gigabyte of storage. It's true. If you haven't gone parts shopping recently, you might still think that SSDs are a too costly upgrade you should skip. Fortunately, the days of spending $200 on a drive barely big enough to install Windows on are long behind us. Unless you have significant storage needs that require a multi-terabyte mechanical hard drive, like those used for network-attached storage, the days of SSDs being too expensive are long gone. SSDs wear out quickly. We have plenty of data to work with, and the data from punishing SSD use in data center indicates they last a very long time. Realistically, your SSD will outlive your computer and perhaps several upgrades. On a personal note, I've been using SSDs as my primary OS drivers for many years, and I have yet to have a drive die. Hibernation mode ruins SSDs. Hibernation takes the active content of your system's RAM and writes them to disk so that when you resume using the computer later, the operating system can dump this hibernation file back into the memory, and it's like you never left. Daily hibernation of a PC shaves less than 1% per year off the TBW life of the drive. Whether you hibernate every time you stop using your computer for the day, put it to sleep, or turn it completely off, it just doesn't matter in the long run. SSDs are only good for fast boot times. Fast boot times aren't the only reason to use an SSD. They are faster, quieter, more energy efficient, produce less heat, and take up less space. They're great for gaming too. SSDs are also far more impact resistant. It's not great to drop your laptop at all, but at least with an SSD, you have a storage drive with no moving parts to get jarred around. It's a hassle to swap an HD drive for an SSD. Today, SSDs are treated as the default, and migrating from an HDD to an SSD is unbelievably simple to do with free software tools. So simple, in fact, that you can do it in under an hour. SSDs require optimization. Windows has automatically optimized SSD usage for years now. And to do this, you don't have to disable or enable features or optimize anything. And you definitely don't need to defragment. Trim is an SSD-only function that optimizes data deletion to extend drive life. And it's turned on by default. You need to overwrite to wipe SSDs securely. Trim isn't a secure delete tool, but by the nature of how it functions, it might as well be, as it makes it extremely difficult to recover data from the disk. Some motherboards have an SSD erase tool built into the BIOS, and most manufacturers have a manufacturer-supplied secure erase tool, such as Samsung's Magician software. These tools interact with the drive at the controller level and erase the storage cells without imposing unnecessary writes. SSDs lose data if you don't power them on frequently. Since the average consumer is not writing petabytes of data to an SSD and then storing it at high temperatures, so there's little to worry about. Consumer-grade drives are designed specifically with the understanding that they will not be powered on all the time and may be stored for extended periods. Practically speaking, it's far more likely your computer will be lost, stolen, damaged, or outright replaced before you run into a situation where the disk has been powered off so long you lose data. I personally can't think of any improvement that you can make to an older computer that will have a greater impact than an upgrade to an SSD drive. If you still have an old clunker that takes forever to boot, do yourself a favor and change over to an SSD drive. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for listening and watching.
Thanks, Bob. Ray.
Okay,
Take it away.
do you want to close down YouTube or something?
Oh, yes, that's a good point. Thanks. If you are over on our YouTube channel and listening, thank you for watching. If you want to pop over and participate in the Q&A, just come on over to our Zoom meeting. We still have lots of room. So we'll see you again in another week. Okay, thanks, Ray.